Cat Cheever.
That's really good.
That is really
People
good.
are very good at drawing. I am not an artistic person. Curtis, how about you?
I draw like a 6-year-old
Me too.
without hands.
Okay, not me too, but
No, I can't draw.
With a crayon. In
Yeah, just.
and we have another one here as well. I'm being told.
I like this one.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
I
this
saw
is
that one.
good form for you.
Yeah, I've already like printed it out and posted, like taped it up to my wall in the hotel. For the Cubs, submitted that one. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff.
they got the hands really on point right there.
Yeah,
you know, your sharp claws, your talons.
I already asked everybody backstage to get me stuff to do my nails for the next few days. I'm taking this cat stuff real seriously. I'm not kidding around. You hated that, huh?
I really did, but I'm gonna give you a nice fake smile right here.
Man, I just
That was a rough one. That was rough.
I tried, and man, Fogg just couldn't even fake enjoying my joke for 2 seconds.
I knew immediately it was coming. You've used it before with me.
I've used that pun
Yeah.
before.
That's
with
lazy.
me.
That's lazy there.
When did I use that
lazy.
pun with you?
I think not in a tournament. I think just talking to me actually.
I like that one. I really do like that. I like cat puns. And you know what else I like? A great series of Dota like this one. We've already talked about some of the things that have already happened today, have happened in the past few days. Is this the series that one of these teams absolutely needs to not draw on to make sure they're not in a crazy tiebreaker scenario?
Yeah, I think the wild card just shows us how close these teams are to each other. So every game, especially in this format, especially in best of twos, just counts a lot.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. With the wild card, you only need to figure out the top 2 teams. Imagine if we needed to figure out for the wild card where everybody stood. We would have had God knows how many tiebreakers. We would have had a lot of tiebreakers to actually play out. And going into groups, we should keep that in the back of our mind because we need to figure out where all these teams are. The bottom 2, they're going home. The top 2, I believe, get slotted into the upper bracket, and then everybody else going straight to the lower bracket where they're not going to have that extra lifeline. If they drop a series, they are no longer going to be with us in this tournament. So when we start to see all these draws already, a 2-0 really will get a team moving in the right direction. Team Nigma, they have played a lot of Dota already here, more than anyone else, I believe. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have the advantage. I mean, they even had a little bit of a victory lap last night. And now for LGD, as you already mentioned, they are going to have momentum as well. What are we expecting to see in this game? How do we think these two teams match up?
I'm wondering if they're going to look for more of these like pressure early games or if we're going to see a lot more late game Dota. I think both teams do like the late game style. We saw the anti-mage coming out from PSG.LGD. We've going to see like that, like the Miracle Invoker as well. See Nothing to Say. He's got massive hero pools. Kind of all of these players play mostly everything. I think XinQ would be the standout for me of just playing the most variety of 4-position heroes, but I think we could see literally like any heroes going mid, like Magnuses, Pucks, Invokers. It really doesn't matter. They play such a wide variety.
Yeah, I think Shinkyo, that guy is like known for playing pretty much anything.
Yeah.
Teams even have to ban techies against this guy because he's just so flexible. I can't remember his... he eliminated Fnatic when I was coaching them at TIA, I think. I forget what team he was on, but he was just a monster in that tournament.
Serenity, I think it was?
You're right,
Yeah.
Serenity, yeah. And he's just looked amazing ever since. One of the Chinese players to watch out for.
All right, we're taking a look at some of the match history as well for both of these squads. Looking at this right now, obviously a lot of Mars for Team Nigma, and I believe this would be some of the things that we actually saw over the past 2 days as well. So if you did miss that, you brush up right now with us. Anything really big from Team Nigma that you're expecting to see? Because you already mentioned LGD has a lot of information on them on this tournament. Really good information. When LGD, they've obviously been playing
I would actually want to look at Vici and Nigma and if they saw any heroes and changes that they've made based on the previous games they played.
Yeah, I mean, because everybody coming out of Wildcard too, they're definitely teams to take serious.
And these are teams that beat Secret, right? Like, you should watch them. IG Secret, they got beaten by these teams.
Yeah, these are teams too that obviously for a very long time have proven success. So if they're noticing something, everybody's going to be able to respect that and potentially employ it. So I think that's a very good point, and I think that's why this is going to be one of those series too that is really telling for some of the things that we might see as we move a little bit later, not only into the day, but into the tournament. And look, that Mars does get banned out. AA, we've seen this as a face that's been opening quite a bit fogged throughout our tournament.
Yeah, it looks like both teams are definitely respecting the other side's power points. I think the Magnus is one that we definitely look at for PSG.LGD, where they run it in multiple different roles. They run it on Faith Beyond, they run it on mid. They play it as like a secondary carry. They don't actually just play it as a second power bot. You know, nothing to say we'll farm like a beast on it. So I like this targeted ban, and like you said, the Io and the Mars definitely make sense. The two stronger heroes that we've seen Nigma pull out.
Radiant team.
How do we feel about this though so far? Oh, actually, Puck. How do you feel about the Puck here?
I mean, it should be good against, like, they see two supports without any real catch for Puck. Maybe Snapfire will get to like some Blink Shard, which is okay, but honestly, I'd be pretty comfortable playing Puck against it. It's nice to supplement the AA. Your coil sets up for Ice Blast. AA's second Vortex sets up for your magic damage. It's a decent core pick. I think as first pick, if you see two supports, you still don't really want to pick two supports first, just because your second phase bans usually ban for the core that you pick in the Puck slot here. Like right here, they're covering for Puck with TA. They pick the support here, you don't really know what to ban.
And Miracle, we have seen him pop off on the Puck. We've seen a lot of players at this tournament already just kind of popping off. Like Nisha, even some of these games, he had like a, what, 1,000 GPM or something?
Yeah, he had like 100k damage or something silly.
Absolutely insane.
And
so,
I thought this hero was, like from what I've been told, this hero has sort of fallen off a bit. But I haven't seen that in the wildcard or this group stage in general. This hero's look good.
Yeah. I think I guess maybe because of that like Nyx Assassin, how highly valued it was in China, they started just being like, all right, well, we can't pick Puck because Nyx is just going to come out. But I mean, Nyx is left in the pool. Oh no, yeah, Nyx is still left in the pool. So if PSG.LGD wants to go for it, they have to end up pouring probably the ET, which I mean,
you want to have.
I do want to have. It could end up working. It's also pretty good versus the AA, the Nyx overall.
Yeah, I can see that actually.
So I could see them shift a little bit. Because Faith Beyond, he is one of the ones.
He'll play anything. That guy can legitimately play anything.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think it's likely that you'll play a core ET. I think you'd have to see something that would make you want to pick it, and I don't think it's there yet, but we don't know what Nigma will pick. Maybe they'll show something on the 16 pick.
I love seeing ET. This makes me happy whenever he's back in meta.
ET with his briefcase just smacking people.
And lately, it's more just the stomp and the aura that these teams are doing so well, and just the little changes on Earth Splitter, it's pretty big.
It is a big difference.
You can set it up with most stuns now, you just get that humongous damage, and it's always good with some big team fight. As we said, this is probably going to come down to some huge team fight in later stage games. PSG.LGD is setting themselves up for that, and whoa.
Radiant team pick.
They used to run that
Legion
for MC,
Commander.
right?
They have, and I've seen some of the CIS carries actually play this DK as carry as well.
Okay.
So, I mean, ILTW, he's one of the CIS boys, so maybe he'll want to play that. I'm not sure. Honestly, this draft has me stumped a little bit.
10 seconds
but again, DK, he has good setup for the AA. I can see some like pretty clear synergy.
Radiant
they want a bit more
back.
lockdown and push. Maybe it's good. They're picking fast. They know what this is a fast draft.
They really like this Wyvern AA combo. They've done this a lot, right?
I don't feel like it should be particularly good, but at the same time, if someone gets Wyvern ulti'd AA ulti, like they're just gone. They're gone from the game.
They picked it into the
10
Legion
seconds
too,
remaining.
which is always really interesting.
Yeah, because it is a 4 Wyvern though, I
5
think.
seconds
So like
remaining.
usually how it works is like Legion can purge your Arctic burn, right? And then you're good versus the lane. But Wyvern is really hard for Legion to deal with in the game. You know, you can't duel anyone, you can't save the curse. Yeah, and I'm actually really excited to see this Legion Commander. I've been told by a lot of the Chinese casters that this hero has had huge impact in the Chinese region, but everywhere else he's being played, he just looks completely mediocre.
Yeah, I think it is literally it's the two players. It's XXS and Faith Beyond, the two that I think
Okay.
have had the
Radiant
best
team
impact
ban.
on Legion Commander. They end up a lot of the games where they're like 1 in 10, but the impact that they had in the game was massive. Like they saved like 10 cores, they go the pipe build, which makes sense, right? They're playing versus
Just some
all
like
this
pipe
spell
shard
damage.
or
Yeah, pipe shard. Pipe
Okay.
shard. I don't even know if they even get blinked.
just pipe shard, you know, maybe a solar crest, just hope for the best. You're pretty much only playing off your second spell. If you get dual, it's like, it's good, but not needed, I guess. Is that, okay.
It's mostly, that's most of the games. Sometimes you do have those
10
like
seconds
exclusionary games where it's like, oh my god, XS has popped off somehow, but
Yeah, Lina ban. I think
5 seconds remaining.
Nigma have recognized that they need a little bit more damage on the side of PSG.LGD. They do have the Snapfire and ET with Faceless Void, but you don't only use of damage in that.
Yeah.
I think Lina would have been really consistent. It will push out all the lanes because they have no lane shove at all right now. Like I saw this other game where they got some Chronosphere into the stuns, and it looks like just a really nice combo, easy to play. Wraithing classic counter to avoid here.
so it is going to be that MC DK.
Yeah, I don't think they'll run the offlane Puck versus Void, right?
Yeah.
They might. That used to be a good matchup for Puck.
They take so quick. Oh, we didn't even get to
Can't think.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a lightning draft coming out. Now that the dust has settled,
That's a good pick though.
I like that.
you like the Ember a lot.
Good.
There, those stuns is going to be like the DK and the Wraith King. Sure, you have to worry about the silence and the coil, but you can play around getting into backline very easy. That's always what I like to see when you see these type of squishy supports.
And he has saves too, right? He has the
does.
ET Stomp and the Legion save. Even some like and the Legion save. Even some like Snapfire raining down fire with a threat of a Chronosphere. You cannot commit on this Ember how you would want to.
Works really well with ET. I love the scaling potential too, right? Like we were saying, maybe these games go to the later stages. Even though there's a Wraith King versus the Void, I like what PSG.LGD has if it does get to later
For sure.
stages.
Also, they banned out the Lina, but Ember does the same thing, right? He'll push out all the lanes for the draft. So I like that pick.
Okay. Yeah, and that was something that you said was missing. So it seems like it can scale as well on the side of LG.
Hello, ladies and
Prepare
gentlemen.
for
Suns fan here with Jenkins subbing in for the old Cinder Man. It's great to have. So sorry, I touched you, by the way.
Okay.
These will not stay on my head.
I didn't realize you put those back on.
Yeah, I really basically stapled them to my head for the time being, but they will not stay. We have Team Nigma versus PSG.LGD. Oh my god, we're gonna get first blood already potentially. The Kofi did connect onto Y. First blood for PSG, or for Nigma, I should say. Or PS, is that swapped? Yeah, that's swapped.
Oh, there goes
yeah,
theirs.
it's
Yeah, that was good. Very good.
all right, so PSG. Good start to the cast, Jenkins. How you doing, buddy?
I'm great. Do you believe in fate, Shandon?
I'm sorry, what?
Do you believe in fate?
No.
Because I believe the fact that we did not get fired for NADPC, this is going to all... It's all going to end here.
You know, I think what happened is WePlay saw that we were working, and we worked at both events. Like, they didn't watch any.
They must be very good together. They are completely wrong.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'm LGD here, able to time walk away, as we do have the logos fixed now, so I will not get horribly confused.
Okay, this makes more sense.
What are your thoughts on this draft overall?
battle
AUI touched on, like, we saw a lot of AA picked first, as we can see a Wraithfire Blast here from ILTW, but looks like the bounty runes will actually go 3 to Nigma, as Kuroki's going to get chased down, so it's going to be a trade of sorts. Oh, wait.
Maybe not.
Kofi just in time. Do they get vision? Oh, Fairy Fire as well, keeping Kuroki alive. He's got a long way to go, and something tells me that LGD will eventually find this kill. But was it worth it? I mean, that's 3 bounties.
Sure.
And they got first blood already.
Sure. Not
so,
bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he did use his Fairy Fire, but no big deal.
I mean, that's kind of a big deal.
It's a bit of a big deal, yeah. I think that's an issue here.
So what are your thoughts on the lineups? Who do you, just looking at the lineups alone and not the teams, who would you favor and why? Break it down, Jenk.
Okay,
please.
I will definitely. Professional analysis. I really like this AA hero. I think that like every single meta hero, there's a lot of meta heroes that it combos with incredibly well, and then it also blocks like basically half of the strong, cheesy meta heroes.
Right.
So in almost every game, it feels like just the perfect position 5. So I'm a huge fan of this hero. But then on the other side, I think Face's Void
Radiant's courier
was
has been
undervalued
killed.
during the wildcard stage. The group stage teams seem to be picking it a lot, and I think this like tanky boy Faceless Void where you're just completely unkillable and then you have some other sources of damage with the Chronosphere, I think that's incredibly hard to deal with.
Been killed.
Yeah, ILCW taking some pressure from Faith Beyond. Of course, this LC hero we've seen a decent amount, kind of this pseudo counter to Puck. I guess you just walk through coil and you'll be able to press the attack your ally, especially with that shard being so ridiculously good. It feels like a must purchase every single game. But yeah, the AA, I feel like we were talking about this pre-draft, but this hero, I feel like once we get to the playoff stage, we're going to start seeing this banned pretty consistently because it not only denies picking certain heroes from the other side, but allows you to pick those heroes, and it forces the team to ban them. But you get like Dragonite, Wraith King, even Wyvern all have healing mechanics that could be countered by
Yeah,
AA.
you're definitely right. It makes the draft like too easy, and you're never like, oh, this AA, I'm gonna feed to this hero, you know? It's like, it's more that the AA like supplements other heroes that have really good games in every single game. It's not just like, what's a good AA draft? Every draft is a good AA draft, so
Right.
it's definitely worth a ban at some point.
I mean, it's the transition towards, like, obviously the anti-healing strat that we've seen, denying alchemist-type heroes, but, you know, the AA Blast, like you said, is combos with everything, it feels like. There's so much team fight now in this patch especially.
Yeah, for sure.
So just very flexible indeed. GH. Some pressure here to Y on the Elder Titan. What are your thoughts on Elder Titan? It's really not one that we get to see all too often, although, oh, actually the Bash is gonna prevent, or that was the Dragon Tail, I should say, can prevent the Echo Stomp. And that's gonna turn around a nice kill for Nigma.
It seems to be kind of like an undying hero. Like you actually see this in every single game with the ET, where he just like runs in until he basically dies or he kills you. And it's position 5, so you don't care, right? He's just gonna come back with like 2 salves for the carry. The carry has full resources ready to go. Carry's getting solo XP, and then you've traded resources to actually kill this hero, and it's a lot of the time it's not worth it.
They do have crazy wombo combo potential though, with the Chronosphere into the ET ult and
Right.
Snapfire ult, like, and obviously the mobility from Nothing to Say here on Ember Spirit, who's playing this very close. He's gonna pop that Fairy Fire along with Miracle. TP support in the way of Jin Q. Able to help save him. He gets the bottle there as well. Miracle also able to live, so living on the edge from both sides.
Yeah, that's it. The animation was still on him from the cold feet, but like the damage ticks were over, so that was almost.
Oh,
Can he get it?
Does he have vision? Oh my goodness, Jin Q. I thought that tree was definitely not going to give enough vision there, but well played. So PSG.LGD tie up the game in terms of kill potential here, 2-2. I mean, look at the mid lane in terms of the CS. It's still relatively even, and no XP going the way of the Ember Spirit. So in that respect, it's pretty even right now.
What is going on with these creeps here? Kuroki just. I mean, this is a nice play from him. He's taking a lot of damage for this, though.
Miracle doesn't get to miss any XP as a result of this.
Yeah, pretty
Kuroki
nice.
Just got to get out of there. Got to get out of XP range for your mid.
Of course.
You want to grief the game.
Well, to be fair, you know, giving Puck the solo XP means that Puck gets 6 sooner, and then who's going to take mid? It's like almost always going to be the AA, right?
Yeah, true.
Get that 6 as soon as possible, then you can blast from across the map, so.
That's very true. Look at the CS for LC, 27
Yeah,
and
that-
10. My goodness. Faith Beyond having a god tier start here. And he has a Ring of Health. And GH. Right-clicked a bit here by Ame, who will probably have to retreat. Although the timeout does connect on the mind control. He's not as tanky as he thinks. Why in the meantime, equipping that briefcase. Not enough to find the kill this time around. Now just going to get chased off by GH.
Just a brawl up here. Nobody's really farming that well on either side.
It's funny because Void didn't used to be this brawling type here, but now
No.
the time dilation doing damage, it feels like the hero is a little bit more flexible now than it used to be.
Yeah, definitely ET as well. Like, ET just gets in there and starts punching people, and Void's like, well, yeah, I gotta save my support, so.
This is the first coil of the game, although Flame Guard's going to protect him a little bit there, so Miracle not able to find a kill on Nothing to Say, but we can see the XP discrepancy just slightly in favor right now of the old Miracle.
Yeah, Nothing to Say seems to be playing around this Flame Guard extremely well. Like, he seems to really know what the threshold is where he could die, because very aggressive on this hero so far.
Splinter Blast. Quite a bit of damage. So Ame has to go back to base, make the old walk of shame. Wraith King, ILTW. We've seen some variations on the build for Wraith King lately.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I'm not sure if they have enough damage to actually finish this off, but Kuroki will pull them out for now. But what are your thoughts on Midas? Because, I mean, at least for NADPC, I know a lot of people don't give a crap NADPC, but we saw Midas early on in the season, and people just stopped buying it entirely.
Yeah, no, this whole tournament so far seems to be like even offlaners are buying Midas, like you know, morphling mid and then just like picking these heroes and scaling, just playing for the late game, and it seems to be working. I mean, this is what Nigma did to get to this point so far, so it's working out for them. I imagine this is something that's coming from the scrims as well that we're not seeing.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Miracle still pressuring in the mid lane. The coil is up, so we'll see if he makes a transition to another lane. Void would be a pretty big kill, obviously. I mean, if you look at the farm, not doing too hot compared to ILTW, about 500 net worth discrepancy right now.
Yeah, so it's an interesting choice because, like, basically, okay, for the puck, we can go to the Void lane, we can get an easy kill. Like, this is a losing lane, right? Or you can go to the lane to try to recover, which is the Legion Commander lane. But the Legion Commander is a very difficult hero to kill with that coil because of the reasons that we talked about already. You just press the Legion W and then walk out of the coil, and you're perfectly fine.
As long as you're in position, of course.
Yes.
I mean, I keep talking about this LC hero in general, and well, this is going to turn into a tangent, so maybe I'll just wait. As you have a smirk on your face, because you know where I'm going with it.
You're going to the ag chart.
No, it's not just the ag chart. It's just the whole hero is around press the attack right now.
Oh, you hate the fact that it's a support hero.
Yeah, well, if it's played in offlane, like if you get position 4, then sure, but it's played 3.
To be fair, the offlane's kind of a support position.
I know, it's very sad. All right, why? Ice Vortex is going to keep him in the area for now. As AniMajor already popped the dragon form, so they're going to see. Oh, Splinter Blast is enough to net the kill. I think with this, PSG.LGD are going to have to at least back off. I mean, this is a level 4 Void, for God's sake. Mind Control definitely going to pressure this tower with a level 1 dragon form.
Yeah, with Kuroki here, this is just
They're sticking around though.
I think if Mind Control and Kuroki are right next to each other, you have to be really careful if you're either of these two heroes. He has 2 levels in the cold feet too, so it's a pretty nice stun duration.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're just backing off.
No,
Yeah,
they're backing off now.
Miracle's just kind of farming. He doesn't seem to be interested. I think for the reasons we talked about earlier, it's awkward to go to either of these lanes. Like, do you go to the lane that's already winning, or do you go to the lane that's a very unlikely kill? Neither really feels like a good option, so just get the Witchblade sooner rather than later.
Yeah, and the fact that Mind Control is having a pretty good game so far, the fact he can just push this lane pretty much by himself. It's going to take essentially 2 ults to do so solo.
Yeah, exactly.
And then on the other side, Wraith King can obviously just go jungle.
Yeah.
Struggling out, which he's not really, I mean, he's a little bit behind, but not compared to the Void.
Yeah, I think you're much more okay with a Wraith King jungling than a Void. Void is more a hero that...
Really?
Yes, of course.
My goodness, that's shocking to hear.
When you have the Chrono, you can actually leave the lane and you're okay with it, because of course you can actually get kills. Yeah. But the Wraith King, it's like, you know, he wants to jungle from like 10 minutes onward anyway.
And Miracle finally makes a rotation here. Coil and waning into 2. He finds the Snapfire extremely easily. Time Dilation's not going to save Mr. Ame this time around, so... I mean, he didn't go to the lane, he went to the jungle and he found 2 very valuable kills.
Yeah,
and he's gonna get a couple stacks here too.
The stacks definitely make this worth it. I mean, and this, once again, this is the thing, punishing the Void, who's a hero who's not really that good at jungling. It takes so long to get that level 6 just hitting jungle creeps. Like, he'd rather take a lane, but going and taking his bot lane, so more Faith Beyond's owning, so you really want to push him out of there.
And Mind Control does get the tower. It might cost him his life, probably worth it. That is a very long TP for Faith Beyond. Wants to get his first full victory of the game. Miracle, of course, without the coil, but I mean, just his presence alone, he does so much damage even this early. As the Splinter Blast is going to destroy LGD for now, but there's the Echo Stomp from Y. Can he set this up with anything else? Of course, he's not level 6 yet, so nothing to combo for himself. He's going to get press the attack off that Dragon Tail. They're going to turn this around a little bit for Nigma. I mean, they completely outnumbered the Elder Titans, so perhaps sticking around a little too long for PSG.LGD.
Dude, this is a Chad build from Miracle. He has literally no points in phase shift. He has 4-4-0 right now. This guy is just so sure that he is not going to die. He just wants to do damage. Oh, the Chrono! It misses! Oh, Miracle! I can't believe I just said that. He just jumped out.
Oh, God. All right, well, Ame gonna get cookie. Oh, that could have been really bad out of the coil. He's still on death's door, though. Miracle still going in. Finds the kill, but dies shortly after Kuroki. Looks like he's going to get solo killed by Jin Q's ult. And nothing to say. I mean, they're getting some turnaround here, so this is pretty valuable despite losing the Void.
Wow, that is really bad for Nigma because, okay, so actually, never mind. I was going to say the catapult is still alive, but it looks like LGD is like, all right, we've committed a lot to this. Maybe we don't want to. Maybe we don't want to try to push. You know, pushing right after you just used all of the resources can be a little sketchy.
What's Void building right now? Is he gonna try to go for some catch-up Midas action or
no? He's got Maelstrom
build.
Yeah, Maelstrom build.
I mean, this will allow him to take like if they're stacking creeps right now, he can't do anything. It's basically just for Ember.
Yeah, I think this is kind of reasonable because he's going to catch up with Chronospheres, right? Because he's got all of these great combos in the Chrono.
True.
Even Ember having such a good game right now, he doesn't have damage from the Chrono.
Blink Dagger reveal from Mind Control, and that is going to be ridiculously easy. So nothing to say, despite getting that kill earlier. He's going to not only die, but lose his tier 1 tower. And this is only 5 minutes in. Of course, it is a Dragon line.
Yeah, and now this is going the other way. That not only do they get that kill, which is a kill on the obvious, important mid-core, it's like they do it when the catapult's still alive. Because LGD didn't stick around and kill the catapult. So that's a free mid tower.
And Mind Control having they're going to take another stack of creeps. This is brutal.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, it's only a 2k net worth lead, but of course Void's not even remotely close to coming online. They're going to get yet another tower. Mind Control is doing so much work this game.
Look at this ward from Nigma. When did they put that down? What a ward in the triangle.
Yeah, that gives a lot of vision.
Yeah, that sets up for them to steal those stacks, right? They know the position of everybody.
And they have another one in goal that they stole the stacks from earlier, so basically nowhere is safe for PSG.LGD right now.
Kuroki's been really on point this game with those wards. It's a, it's a small thing for position 5s. It's a weird thing to compliment. You don't think about it too much, but it's so game changing. It lets all of his playmakers actually do things in the game. So they look really cool, but it's off the back of his wards.
We see a smoke here from LGD. I'm not sure if he's holding. Okay, he actually does get the point.
He doesn't have mana,
but he doesn't have mana. He actually stunned.
He summoned Skeleton. It's 100 mana now.
Yeah, that is truly unfortunate, but PSG.LGD are going to try to take advantage of this. They're going to lose one in the process. If they can get out, this will be an extremely good trade. Yeah, that was, I mean, how much mana is that skill these days?
It's 100. I think they just nerfed it from 70 to 100. So he actually would have had mana.
Oh, they actually find the coil, but there's a Prestige attack we're talking about. It's the Dragon Tail, though. Can he get off the top? Still silenced.
That's for your
Another great kill for Nigma. They're just going to chase Jin Q down. Miracle frontlining for his team. Mind Control in his human useless form, not able to find anybody. Oh, there we go. Not useless anymore. Jumps in, flies away for now. I mean, he's very tanky. Has a soul ring brace. What do you buy for Mind Control this game, you think, based on how this game is going so far?
I mean, if you want
a BKB,
if you want to go full green minus and then eventually build in mags and be like a 4DK, it depends on when they think the game is going to end. I think BKB probably the most likely choice.
Boring though, right?
It is boring, but as an offlaner, when the map gets limited, you don't get any farm, so
this is true.
You just want to have a BKB so you can fight. It's very sad, but
the fact that Mind Control had a Blink Dagger just like, what, 3 minutes ago, I want to say? And Faith Beyond still does not have his, and it's not even the same type of a hero, right? Because you blink in duel, you still need all the damage from your teammate, and it's very low cooldown compared to Dragon Tail, which is spam.
Yeah. And
nothing to say. Able to get the haste rune this time. 1 level behind Miracle right now. So Witchblade is pretty freaking annoying. Up, Cookie's not going to connect, and Miracle's just playing with a food at this point.
So this, once again, this is the reason that he's able to play like that is because he has vision on these heroes. He sees Faith Beyond top. He saw Elder Titan in the ward over here, who was actually de-warding. Now it's gone. But the only reason he's able to play that aggressive and be so annoying is because of these wards from Kuroki.
4k net worth lead now for Team Nigma. As
the rune of haste.
Another smoke attempt here from PSG.LGD. I mean, last time they got the Wraith King, that was I mean, GH is a 4. Gets the Winter's Curse off. There's the Dragon Tail into the Cookie. GH not get out. That was extremely close. No duel, obviously. Not able to get that off in time. I mean, how important is it for, like, these days for LC to get duel damage?
I don't think it's that important. I mean,
that's the sad reality.
As much as it pains, I know this is paining you to even have this discussion right now, but
I just want to make a point that it's a support hero.
It is. Solar Crest pipe.
All right. A blast to set things up. Miracle still has coil. Doesn't even need it. Very, very easy. He's going a Desolator, by the way, so pure damage here. Well, not literally pure damage, just a lot of damage.
Okay, I mean, I think that are in a position to take some early towers. Like, I think it makes sense that they can close out the map. I also think Roche is going to be very free for them to access because they have total control of this top area.
What do you think of that?
Double Deso.
Because ILTW is going Deso as well.
And wait, who else is
Dyer's
Deso?
Wait, click on Puck. Maybe I was...
Okay, let me see. No, he hasn't. Okay, I'm sure they'll
Double
talk
Deso.
about it. Here's the thing, okay? There's a lot of useless garbage that you don't want to talk, like neutral items, for example. People get mad if you're talking about neutral items in games. It's like,
Why?
shut.
That's so important.
It's not that important.
Once you get to tier 3s, very important.
Okay, well, it's 15 minutes.
Or if you get the possessed mask at tier 1,
Okay,
somebody else takes it.
that is important. It's like, give me my goddamn map right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, no, you've convinced me.
He doesn't even have tier 1 either. I'm talking about rating.
Don't put the camera back. No.
But yeah, you can switch it up and just go for like an assault instead if Puck is actually going to...
I think so, yeah. I mean...
Or Puck can just go the route with like a Dagon or some crazy. We've seen that many a time.
Sure. I really like the AC idea. For this Wraith King hero, I don't know if you've played it in the late game without an AC. You just feel so pathetic. Like any carry just out carries you because you have no armor whatsoever. That's why I like the armlet a lot as well. I like that this item was buffed for this hero. It's a big reason, despite the nerfs of the Wraith King, that the hero is still viable, is that this build is so strong.
Is under attack.
Very true. And I think, yeah, I was going to say Roshan is definitely available. I mean, Nigma has so much map control right now, although PSG.LGD are not too far, and they have crazy Roche potential, like in terms of testing.
Yeah, I mean, with Chrono, they could maybe fight. I guess the only...
Oh, they scan. All right, they know. I mean, they have Elder Titanal, they have Chrono, they have Snap. Oh, Snapfire's going to try to scout for it. It's going to get silenced right away. And the coil onto 2, Elder Titanal to follow, but it's going to be dodged. And is going to be the first casualty of 40 map control. Blinks in, if they can find this kill. This will be pretty big on the LC, not only any dual option, of course, with no save available. I think that's pretty safe to get Roche now.
That was a very long range Winter Wolf nuke. Very important analysis to that.
Thank you, Jenkins. Thank you for joining me. I'm sure Cinderin is watching and really approving of your commentary.
I know where he's watching from. We are not allowed to talk about that topic.
Talk about these things, okay? Why we are banned usually and together, but because Cinderin is MIA.
Yeah. Today. Thank goodness for shrimp. Anyway, back to the game.
Back to you, Dakota. All right, so 5K network lead for Team Nigma, and they have the old Aegis on Miracle. I mean, a lot of times you'd see the Aegis on Wraith because he's the one hitting the buildings, but Puck, if he's going to go Deso, he can also do just that, right?
I mean, also with how aggressive he's been playing.
True.
Even, like, not even in the fight, just on the map. Like, he's just placing himself right in front of the enemies and being annoying. Yeah. This does make sense. Give him a second life so that way he can mess this up. And, I mean, not that he has. He's been playing insane this game.
It gives him a little extra room to work with. As we're going to see the initiation on that, I think they say the Prescient takes off the stun, but not all that damage. And of course, the AC Blast connected. I mean, you're not going to get any heal from the Prestige attack anyway, so...
Man, Faith Beyond really needs this Ag Shard. Does he have coil? He has coil.
Yeah, oh, he's going to use it. He's only going to hit one. His Chronosphere onto 2 to fall, but how much damage did he actually have? Remember, this is the Aegis Miracle. There's the curse to buy him a little bit of time, and they can just turn this around. Yeah, this is just getting out of control in favor of Team Nigma. Will he continue on here? Yep. Nothing to fear for Miracle. ILTW there with a Wraith Fire Blast as well. Reading Faith via nice body blocks by Miracle. This will be a 4th kill in their favor. Snapfire ult follows up and buyback onto the Elder Titan. He doesn't have his ultimate. This is much turnaround potential they have. Oh, he actually does have his ultimate. Okay, it just came off cooldown. But they're just going to shrug that off and walk right out of the bait. They don't even have the tier 2 tower, for God's sake.
Yeah,
doesn't matter.
They really wanted to kill mind control there, but just with all the saves, it's not possible. I mean, that was a little awkward from Ame, like on the Chronosphere, that he didn't have Jin Q anywhere near with the Snapfire ult, and then the
Snapfire I think ulted, or no.
No, he had it, and then the Earth Splitter was on cooldown, so it's like, at this point, a Faceless Void doesn't really do that much damage, even though he went for the Maelstrom build. It's like he just has a Maelstrom, and then you're dealing with this Vibrant too, who can save the Chrono.
A blast coming in. Looks like the Cold Embrace is going to save the Dragon Eye, although I don't even know if he needed saving. There's nothing to save. Popped his newly picked up BKB. Jin Q getting chased again by Miracle. Doesn't look like any kill will come out of this. I mean, still have 2.5 minutes on the 80s, so we'll see if Miracle wants to just heal him.
Here I am.
But still some outer towers to take for Team Nigma.
My gratitude.
Oh, that's right. Of course, you have a Wyvern heal, so... And a DD bottle. So this next fight's going to be pretty brutal, I would assume. I mean, for PSG.LGD, they have this wombo combo potential, but we haven't really seen it, right? They haven't said anything.
No. I think the way that they can win this game is they need somebody to go in first and set things up. That's probably going to be the Amber Spirit, and then for like a 3 chrono into snap and loose footer. I think that's.
All right, coil again. No follow-up, although the A blast is coming. All right. Does hit onto Wild. See if Mind Control can blink and get a kill there. But, all right, duel onto Miracle, but there's the Cold Embrace save. A great counter to that hero. Of course, still with Aegis. Not really fearing death right now. There's the curse. Okay, just buying more time. Merrick still with the double damage. Doesn't want to die right away just because that DD will go away, but he will find his way to the grave, or the Aegis grave if you want to call it that. And now, Team Nigma, they did lose the A. I believe they're just going to keep the fight. They're going to onto poor old Ember Spirit. And they'll take that trade any day of the week. Still 8K net worth for Team Nigma.
Be honest, were you going to call him nothing to lose? You were about to say nothing to lose.
I'm just going to call him Ember Spirit.
Okay.
Dyer's top tower
That's very
has
nice.
been
I'm
denied.
sorry. I'm so sorry.
Nothing to lose.
He's the #1 player on the planet Earth.
Yeah, we're telling me that.
In MMR. He is a golden god.
Why gold? Isn't like
I don't know.
platinum better
Dyer's
than
middle
gold?
tower
Diamond.
is under
He's
attack.
diamond.
Diamond tier? I think it's a Valorant thing.
Okay.
That's not a Valve.
We can't talk about
I
that.
think we just got fired.
Well, it was bound to happen
Yeah,
eventually.
that's okay.
Anyway, speaking of Golden God, GH is making all of these fights extremely hard to play for LGD. He has saved people. He is turning the fights with the Winter's Curse. I think if I'm on LGD, it's like, okay, we need to find some way to get on this backline. We need to find some way to get on this Winter Wyvern because otherwise we are not killing anybody.
All right, well, Faith Beyond have Shard.
This is how I help you get better.
How much of a difference will that make? For those that don't know, press the attack essentially just gives magic immunity for, what is it, 2 seconds, I want to say?
Yeah, well, I think it's like 1.75
Which,
or something.
you know, with a coil, even with Ag's coil, very, very good.
The thing is, like,
Dyer's
up until
bottom
this
tower
point,
is
it would have been
under attack.
incredibly effective, right? Like, we saw in so many fights where he would save and then the immediate stun would come afterwards, and that cannot happen, of course, when you have the Ag Sharp. But now it's like you have Deso on Puck, right? So you've this physical damage. You've the Wraith King who actually has items, so he's doing a lot of physical damage as well. So I feel like it's coming at the point where it's just a little too late, and I mean, obviously it's going to help, but I think they're reliant way more on this Faceless Void to hit a good Chronosphere on like 2 to 3 heroes at least. Yeah. 2 important heroes or 3 unimportant heroes.
Yep, that's definitely true. I mean, they have Elder Titan ult, which, you know, that does scale quite well.
Yes.
Of course, since it is percentage-based damage. ILTW, looking for an opening here on Nothing to Say. Nothing to lose, I mean. So.
Of course, of course.
Yeah. Faith Beyond, I mean, the Faith Beyond, his positioning is of the utmost importance. Because if he's the one that gets coiled, then there's nothing he can do. He's there to save teammates, not himself.
Yeah, because he has no way of taking out the silence right now. So even if he doesn't get silent, then he can just use his W on himself, then break the coil while he's immune. But it's very likely Miracle's going to counterplay that by just silencing in the chrono or in the coil.
Yeah. So Team Nigma, they're just suffocating the map right now. Probably just waiting for the next Roche, which we've talked about many a time, is a huge power spike because you get the free shard,
Radiant's bottom
get cheese on
tower
top of
is
the
under
Aegis.
attack. Dyer's top
Whose shard
tower is under
would you
attack.
give this to? What hero?
Let's see. The AA shard is really good. I mean,
Yeah.
that would actually...
It pushes out waves, but it is your position 5.
It is, but Nigma is controlling enough of the map that I think that Kuroki could actually sit on the other side and be greedy and take the farm that nobody else wants to take. And like he could be the net worth difference while they're trying to do this greed if he has the AA shard. Otherwise, he has no way of killing. He's a very pathetic hero killing creeps without that.
Without that, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing I like about the shard. Oh, that's a really long TP. It's going to be a new victory. Much needed one for Faith Beyond.
I think
I mean, they did expand quite a few ults for that, but...
I think that was the outpost that he TP'd to.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, he was trying to get involved in this smoke.
By the way, it wasn't AC. ILTW, though. They won't be stacking Decibels this time around. Miracle. Now that a lot of these ultimates are down, he's just going to completely destroy Ame, but there's spear counter. Not to be able to do any damage on him. He actually catches his teammate. For the save, Beyond, it's going to cost you your precious little life. Ember Spirit, nothing today. But
oh, he's still deep over there.
I thought he was out, actually.
Yeah, I don't know.
Find him anyway.
Maybe it was like the Ice Vortex vision of him or something, but yeah, he was just sticking around, seeing if there's anything that he could, some backliner that he could offer, something like that, but A little greedy.
Dire's bottom tower.
I don't think that ward. I think he just placed that ward.
And remember, all those ultimates were used to take out a support
Dyer's
at
bottom
top, so they didn't have
tower is
anything there.
under
So maybe a little bit out of position for PSG.LGD. I mean,
Dire's
Team Nigma
structures are
look
fortified.
really good. Fortifications can be popped, and I don't think they're really
Dyer's
fearing
bottom
anything.
tower is
Of
under
course,
attack.
don't have that second Roche quite yet. We'll find out if it's going to be up or what the timer is here in a moment. 1.5 minutes, so basically average.
So I think with that chrono, you can probably, if you're Nigma, take whatever area of the map you want. I think probably farm this last set of Ancients, so that way when LGD comes back into the triangle, there's nothing there, and they just clear out the entire map. I would even smoke for them into the Dire jungle and just get these guys out of here. Like,
You thought about coaching, Jenkins?
I actually do coach Team Arkosh sometimes.
And they're Division 1 now.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yes, yeah. Nothing to do with BSJ's coaching. He also coaches them.
Yeah, he's...
I had to teach
I've heard he's
them.
just more of a detriment than
Absolutely, I had to
are scanning.
reteach them things that he.
bad habits that
Yes,
picked up
exactly.
from BSJ. I see.
Something about a deadline. I don't know what.
Deadline?
He said avoid the deadline.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like... It's good that you... getting rid of that copyright,
Dyer's
though,
middle
at the very
tower
least.
is under attack.
That Tier 3 tower looks like it's going to go down. Mind Control
Dyer's
pops that
bottom
dragon
tower is
form.
falling.
And the question is, can PSG.LGD defend this at all? I mean, is it better just to try to go for the contest on Roach and just give up this lane? Because they can't go for
Dyer's
mid,
bottom
so
barracks
they'll
is
have to
falling.
pop here if they want to get a second lane.
Yeah. Maybe just wait for like item on the void. Just wait for that.
Oh, we're going to jump in here with Mira. All right, there's the save from the
Radiant's
LC.
top tower is under
Turn
attack.
this around though. Miracle's in a bit of trouble here. A blast is coming in. I would say possibly BKB. Elder Titan ult goes off as well. Miracle does drop 70 seconds. I believe Team Nigma need to get GTFO. That's a GG TFO apparently. It's GH. And again. Okay. And that is another dual victory. A little bit too aggressive there, Mr. Miracle looks like. And this is actually really good for PSG.LGD because Roche will be up by the time Puck is up. And this is, I feel like that is where they can potentially come back because their lineup is for taking,
Roche
like
fights.
taking advantage of, the Roche
Yeah, that's
small AoE.
that's the nice thing about having like a Faceless Void, especially when you have some combos to go with it. You're never really out of the game where it's like, okay, there's literally no way for us to win this game.
This works as well.
Okay, they're just gonna
They
make
have
it.
some minus armor in the form of the old Snap Fire.
He's slowly doing his minus armor.
Radiant's
I like
middle
that.
tower is under attack.
Of course, they did nerf that skill recently, so it's not as much minus armor as before, but they do have a solar prep support. A blast coming in. Yikes, that hurts. This is going to be kind of slow, and Miracle's up in 10 seconds, so...
Oh my god.
Right, LC dies to kill very easily, just walks in. That's buyback on the LC. He's done a couple heroes. Echo Stomp to follow, though. If they can get on here, this would be pretty big. Has the Corona, has to spend it here, possibly. There it is. Where's follow-up? Why? No ultimate to work with, and this damage is just pathetic from the ultimate. They get two blocks. Actually, it's a kill onto the Dragon Knight. The Mindset does find his way to the grave. Nice curse to follow, though. This is going to be followed with the Wraith King ultimate, so he will be back pounding away. Jin Q gets pressed the attack, but actually a Night Cookie. That is another kill onto Miracle with no buyback. All right, and PSG.LGD does have basically all the buybacks right now, so in terms of people that are dead, so they can still contest this Roche.
And there's no Winter's Curse. Okay, I don't think it was just in.
Yeah, he's going ham right now. It looks like he's the one that wants Roche. Of course, this is almost, I feel like it's a bit of a bluff, because Miracle does not have buyback.
Yeah.
And I don't think they know this.
Maybe they were trying to force out more buybacks. I honestly think like if LGD bought back and then got Roche, that probably actually would be worth it. That would actually be worth it for them. So you want to force
time.
it.
I mean, 10 seconds for Ember, 15 for Snap.
They do, but man, their Roche damage is just
pretty bad.
atrocious. It's,
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Snap, there's not really anything.
Yeah, that's true.
If they had some like Ursa or Slardar, just like some +1 Roche killer, maybe. Or if this Legion was more of like a carry Legion, like you're mentioning, if she had a bunch of dual damage and damage items.
I mean, that happened here.
Yeah, that's not.
Get your head out of the gutter.
That's not
That
how
hero
this hero
doesn't
works.
exist anymore. I believe that hero
Radiant
started in the
are
jungle.
scanning.
Always came out very strong. It was never griefing.
Yes, of course.
I mean, the problem with the Roche fight that I feel like PSG.LGD needs to make, there's a double damage here, is the fact that Nigma, they just do it so fast, so you really need to be able to scout it well.
Yeah, this is always a pain when you're on the dire side, because this is the area of the map that Nigma wants to control anyway. It's just the easiest place to control. You can the outpost, take the entire jungle. And so, that's just right by the roach pit, and they take it so quickly.
And I really positioned. They're just standing.
Okay, well, they have a smoke.
They do. I think they were waiting for this wave to be cleared up, but I feel like it's going to be too late.
Yeah, it is.
Indeed it is. The Astral Spear will scout it, but not in time.
God, GH has been playing this game so well. It's crazy the amount of impact he's had in these fights. And anybody who's ever played Winter... anybody who's ever played Winter Wyvern, anybody who's ever played with the Winter Wyvern knows how much this hero can grief your team if you're not careful.
Did he give it to GH? Yeah, you got the Cold Embrace.
Huh, okay, well, that reduces the cooldown. I would imagine that's why they're doing that.
Dyer's middle
For
tower
the
is under
it's not for the
Splinter Blast that comes out. Ironically, like, that was the original
it's
intention.
a counter to Fool, it's a counter to anybody that's in Chronosphere as long as GH isn't caught in it himself.
Yeah, his Cold Embrace is insane this game. It's so good. It was such a good Winter Wyvern pick, actually.
This tier 1 tower bot is still up? What? I haven't gotten one tower. What?
Uh-oh.
This siege is their most valuable asset, right? that is
Radiant's bottom
actually
tower
incredible. I
is
didn't
under
know that.
I did not notice that. The entire
Dyer's top tower
we
is
are
under
very bad at our job.
BHG would be very angry with us.
Oh, God.
Fine.
Yes, of course. That is the bottom line. Oh, okay. Mine could cause a Eon disc.
That is very interesting. I feel like he's not really dying. He has BKB and cheese as well. He's going to pop that. Well, it's level 3 now, so you get the Frostmourne.
That's not what that's called.
In Dota 1 it was.
Okay.
It's a Frostmourne dragon.
I believe that's copyrighted.
I mean, how's dragon not copyrighted?
Dyer's structures are
Lord of the
fortified.
Rings invented those.
Yeah, exactly. This will be a free tier 3 at the very least.
Dyer's
I
top
just really...
tower
the
is
problem with this is the Aegis and the cheese, and you got Aeon Disc and all this other garbage. And it feels like PSG.LGD has like one fight. And in that one fight,
Radiant's middle
it's
tower
against
is
7
under attack.
heroes, basically, right?
Dyer's
So,
top
yeah,
barracks
very,
has
very
fallen.
difficult.
7 heroes that have about twice the effective HP that they do. It is not easy.
Yeah.
As the game goes later and later, the Faceless Void needs to hit 2 heroes, and then 3 heroes, and then 4, and then literally all 5, and probably 3 couriers at this point in order to actually win the fight. I legit think you need the courier XP to level people up in the fight for the stat.
Wait, how much XP is that this time of game? Is it really that
I
substantial?
don't know. I mean, they do
You're
give
just talking out of your ass again? Is that
They
what's
do
going on?
give XP. I don't know
Well, I
exactly the
understand.
amount.
I feel negligible. I don't
don't
Why
know
would you bring that up during a cast?
I have a PhD in couriers. I mean,
All right, we'll have to ask Curtis. AUI will have to let us know if somebody is able to level off a career at this stage of the game.
he doesn't know that.
He knows
thinks-
everything.
He thinks Slark 4 is good.
Slark 4?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a Slacks thing.
He gets a Meteor Hammer and then sets up for Pudge. I play the Pudge
That's
off.
unranked. You can do whatever you want to unranked, all right? He gets a freebie from me.
Careful around T-Gov saying that. Like, he really was that offensively.
Okay, well, each their own. All right, looks like Miracle does have an Aghanim Scepter for himself. Of course, press the
Radiant
attack
are
does
scanning.
counter it to a degree. I mean, kind of. It has to be LT out of the coil and doing it, and it can only save one person.
Another Eon Disc, too, on the Winter Wyvern GH, so that's a nice flash round, though.
All right, and this already popped for GH. Mind Control pops his ult in the meantime. And that is the new Axe Coil we just saw. He realized it was there. And nothing to say, he dies. Ame in the meantime, he has Chrono, but basically no HP. Finds GH, that's a Winter's Curse. Mind Control flapping his wings, trying to get as close as he can. Still the BKB, that is a long soon for Mind Control.
I think they
Follow
chase
this
him.
up.
Yeah,
Huh? If not, I think he's just going ham in the base.
he's just throwing
On
them.
space game. Yeah, Ame is just too difficult to catch. He's going to be able to TP out here. Control has the
Dyer's
4-man
middle tower
tags with
has
the
fallen.
spider legs on the Dragon Knight.
Dyer's middle
Don't get the magic
barracks are
resistance and all the
under
That's
Of course, now you're
walk to the cliffs.
Yeah, you're a
Okay.
pathetic complaint. You don't get natural eggs. You guys get the 4-man's eggs.
That's true. GG is called the Team Nigma. I mean, they look
Dyer's
quite
middle
good.
Radiant
Quite good.
victory will radiate.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean,
Dyer's middle
honestly,
tower is under attack.
players played incredibly well that game. I can't think of anything that was like a blunder by any stretch of the imagination, to be honest. Like Miracle going no points in phase shift and then still dodging Chronospheres, that was insane.
Yeah. I don't know if I've seen that. That's pretty next level, I
I've
won't
seen,
lie.
yeah,
There we go. Coming out from them so far this game, and a team like Vici, they're not going to.
Greetings. Silence.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Silence.
Lots of low-risk stuns being thrown around. Look at this smoke. This is beautiful from PSG. He fights Mail.
No buyback. And they punish him. No linkings, nothing to protect him. He's caught. They do have the soul bind out onto the Spectre, but it fades away. Medusa comes forward, but he's trying to stop them from going for a quick but this is going to be the fourth fight in a row that he's unable to get off his doom. Fortunately, he does have a buyback, though. Mickey. Curse Crown, gonna stun that. Nope, he needs to get the man's off here. Oh my goodness, Koifa just jumped in and immediately got dragon-tailed. Ori, he has Koifa's number. It's written down on his palm. He's looking at it every single time. He knows, Koifa, what's that? It's about time for you to initiate. Dragon-tailed. Beautiful stuff from Vici Gaming as they shut down Liquid every step of the way. And just kind of wipe the floor with them towards that latter half of the game, man. Those last 10 minutes or so, Vici Gaming was just on top. Yeah, both teams seemed
So the fact that Insania was even like cognizant of that.
They're gonna go for the combo.
Okay, and I think Doom historically has.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Sky Wrath Mage.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD.
Clockwork.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. PSG.LGD. Spectre.
Yep.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. PSG.LGD's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. PSG.LGD's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Axe.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes.
Giết một con rồng má phải chạy thành sông.
I'm not sure this was a smart move, but I take it.
Có đài bắt ở đây không? 458 có đài bắt ở đây không? 458 đài bắt rồi.
Prepare for battle.
You need to be like a shark.
Behold!
Oh, that is too good.
Where are you going?
На моменте, когда уже казалось, что все будет хорошо.
Не, вообще удивительный рывок групповой стадии вчера продемонстрировали игроки команды Nigma. Я думаю, они захватили реально.
The battle begins.
Команда Spirit будет.
Nothing to say.
Alright, steady bumpy beat. Alright, steady.
So yeah, better than that.
And 2 thus far, and Nigma the other 2, so it's a split even. What lineup do you like? I mean, you actually, I can actually attest to this. This is not you like BSing. You actually called.
Don't run off.
Мы даже видим противостояние, которое внезапно...
之前这个英雄他比赛里用的是真的不是特别。
Problemi. Faz a mesma coisa. Ela pega.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Gaming right now was the team with last pick, then we can easily kind of slate this. Like, how are you going to surprise anyone? But yeah, like
out in all of these games. And so if you're banning out GH, then it's like, okay, Miracle's going to get his heroes.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
This Skywrath Axe lane, the classic counter to that was always the Lifestealer, because you just sit there and you regen, and then if they press their spells on you, you press your rage, and you just walk away. So
He also have some good Nake's bomb potential. If Doom gets a blink, obviously Puck inherently,
yeah.
and then Clockwork as well.
Yeah.
Pretty much everybody on the team is a decent vehicle for ILTW. But like, I'm used to the notion that Doom, or not Doom, but Axe is good against Lifestealers. We're going to see why. Get pressure here from Miracle, making a very early rotation to his triangle. And that'll be a kill. So first blood going the way of Miracle. That is not what you want to see if you're PSG.LGD. But tell me why Axe, like, in theory, it's good against Lifestealer, right? I mean, if you get stats resist, maybe.
Yeah. So
Lifestealer.
So you're never going to be able to do the rage TP out against the Axe, which is very annoying. And traditionally, that's what people would consider to be counters to like these Lifestealer Jug type heroes. But the thing with Axe versus Lifesteal is, like you said, you're always going to be building some form of status resistance on Lifestealer, and so that's going to naturally be good against the Axe call. You're never ever going to die to the call, is the thing. And then you can save people, as well as like what Fogg was saying. You can save people if he does go for this Manta build. You can literally just infest somebody and they survive.
Right. Okay. Wyatt getting gone on here. Tried to get that rune, but it was denied from GH. And TP support now from Jin Q. So it looks like GH is going to be food for PSG.LGD. 3 heroes in the mid lane now is nothing to say. Able to get the other rune as well. ILTW trying to go on the Axe now with the pressure of Kuroki in a 2v1 situation. I mean, they did TP out, so this is pretty free damage for them, but just not enough yet, because he does have that Ring of Health, and I mean, 300 from the Glory Land. Jake, yeah, that's the Vanguard.
That is the thing with having this Lifestealer with the Grimstroke. It's not like a Jug in the sense that you can't pump out as much damage, so there's a lot less kill threat in the lane, but you're never, ever going to pressure the Lifestealer as Axe plus Skywrath, which presumably is why the Skywrath has literally just ditched the lane.
All right, GH was trying to go up to the high ground there, but will find nothing to say instead, who obviously doesn't have traps yet, so not able to really slow down GH, but he's just being an annoying little robot man. Wait, what is he? Actually, what race is he?
I think he's he's like a goblin.
Is he a Keenfolk or something?
He's a goblin in an
armor suit.
robot suit.
Okay.
Yeah, an arm, and like a knight.
That's
like
probably very accurate to the lore. I'm sure Slacks will be really happy with this discussion.
He doesn't watch games.
That's true. That is actually 100% true. GH and Kuroki on the high ground now, knowing that nothing to say is in the vicinity, who is now level 6, so the traps are available to use. I'm going to see the Enchantress coming in as well. And now that Miracle has the coil, we'll see if they can set something up. This will be pretty difficult to kill, nothing to say. I mean, TA, very hard hero to kill in general.
Yeah.
If you're a Puck.
It's funny, there's so much movement around the mid lane, but I'd say it's okay. We got a Enchantress.
Yeah, Enchant with the old Troll Summoner and a couple of skeletons.
Just being annoying. Yeah, there's like basically a tri-lane versus tri-lane mid, because with the Nigma cores that they have in the side lanes, you can't pressure a Lifestealer if you're LGD, and you can't, if you're a Doom, you don't really want to pressure. So both of the side lanes, both teams are like okay with farming.
Oh wow! ILTW chased down by Jin Q. Now the TP from Miracle doesn't look like it's gonna. Well, it does get the coil off onto one, but he doesn't have any damage to follow this up with. The Ancient Seal into the coil. Faith Beyond not level 6 yet, so can't go for the Culling Blade. So Miracle able to find one kill at the very least. Now that Kuroki has had plenty of time to come with mind control from the backside as well into the Doom. First ult of the game. And it looks like they'll be able to net themselves yet another kill. So a 2-for-1 exchange, and Y might be next on the list. Miracle not able to body block there as mind control. Now there's the slow from the Grimstroke. And finally, another kill. So great rotations from Nigma that time around.
That's so funny. Y tried to deny right before he left. He tried to deny the Doom, but ironically,
good attempt.
His Axe's Vanguard made him so tanky to his own
That's
team's
when you
right
need to
foot.
backpack that Vanguard.
Yes, exactly. Right on the Doom.
All right. Nothing to say. Level 7 now, despite Miracle being a little bit more active, but TA is just this farm heavy, like just can flash farm the crap out of the jungle. He's going to get his bottle refilled here as well. Going for the Dragon Lance first, it looks like. Are you a fan of Deso first or Blink, or does it depend? Because it feels like you get both every single game anyway.
You mean after the Dragon Lance?
Yeah, after that.
I think it depends. The thing with the Blink is, like, if you're going for the Dragon Lance and with this new level 10 talent on TA, you don't really need the Blink as much because you're just hitting from so far away. You don't need to get in.
That's true.
3 people mid and nothing to say is just chilling. That's
something I do want to mention that is not going to be super relevant until later, but I'm going to bring it up now to make myself look like a genius.
Okay.
Skywrath is really good against Lifestealer because in the old days you'd have to get like a BKB or a Manta, which feels awful, but now second item Satanic is extremely good to take off the silence in order to get off your rage.
True.
Oh, we have a coil here into the Inkswell for GH. He's going to snap it as well. Nothing to say gets some TP,
nice
but yeah, LGD finally puts that haunt to good use. They're able to take out the Clockwork, and Miracle is next, so great rotation from PSG.LGD this time.
Yeah, I mean, this, the haunt, I think, just makes it so, I mean, nullifies the Clockwork, right? Because you just go into the cogs with whoever's trapped in there. So that nullified about half of their damage. Yeah, it's weird because since these Nigma supports are spending so much time around the mid lane, because LGD is spending so much time around the mid lane, they go for this rotation, but they don't really have the levels to do damage.
Right.
It's just the Puck's damage versus a TA who has refraction. So the Puck's not even doing damage to the TA. So it's a little awkward just given the levels that they have in the supports right now.
Are scanning.
Now that we have a little bit of time here, I just want to ask you a question. Do you get annoyed when people say PSG.LGD constantly in a cast? Because I'm annoying myself saying
it's a lot of letters to me.
Do you think it's okay if I just say LGD?
I don't know. I mean, I guess you'd have to ask them.
All right, well, we'll have to ask after this match, I guess. I'm sure they do care. So maybe ignorance is bliss here and just pretend that it's
Let's
fine.
just pretend, yeah. Just
LGD versus Team Nigma has nothing to say. Level 8 on the TA now. Like we said, working towards that Dragon Lance, about 700 away from finishing that bad boy. But you're right, Nigma, I mean, from both teams, really, a lot of pressure in the mid lane. Like, they haven't really gone for that many kills. They're just, like, walking around the river, trying to take runes, trying to disrupt the stacks, which obviously TA will definitely want to take.
Yeah, Innocence is so annoying. Like, this is just... He's going to die.
He was getting pressured here, but they're going to try to turn this around with the Inkswell. Into GH as well with the battery salt and the cogs onto 2. He might have to sacrifice his life. At the very least, it'll be Kuroki, but now a lot of team members from Nigma are in their jungle to help out. And Miracle,
he
the
caught
call, not able to get into the other side, so Miracle now
coil.
getting chased down. Yeah, does have coil, so he will be okay, but that's a bit of a cooldown, 80 seconds, and really no damage done to PSG.LGD, so I feel like if they want, they can just reset, smoke, and try to get aggressive again.
I gotta say, I know it's like only 10 minutes into the game, but this is when Enchantress shines. Like, this is ban-worthy Enchantress play. He is so annoying. He's just in the enemy jungle, in the enemy triangle, 100% of the game. And like, if he dies or if he doesn't die, it doesn't matter. I mean, GH is doing the same crap. Like, these supports are being so frustrating right now for both of these mid laners. They just won't leave.
Yeah, we're about to hit, I mean, it is 10 minutes, and we have a bunch of level 4 heroes on the map because of this constant rotation and not really gaining much XP as a result.
This is true. I think Ench is better for doing this just because, and so would the Grimstroke be, because you can actually get levels by just sitting in a side lane, pushing with creeps. Oh, there's 2 bounties there, shockingly.
Yeah, that doesn't happen too often in pro games. I mean, maybe in our pubs. Well, not yours.
Okay.
My pubs, I'll be honest.
Even with the Enchantress roaming so much, like there's still 2 bounties. I guess he got kicked out of the triangle so many times.
Yeah, he's not going up high ground there for sure. ILTW. He gets silenced to start off into the Ancient Seal, and that is going to be a freebie for LGD. Kuroki not able to really, I mean, what can he do, honestly? He used 2 spells and doesn't have Soulbind, which would have been a waste anyway.
Yeah, they need to take some levels on these supports. You can see that GH is sitting mid right now because there's absolutely no way 2 level 4 supports are going to run around to be useful right now. But
yeah.
Okay, level 6, so now GH can leave if he wants and give the lane to Kuro.
I mean, ILTW right now is working on an armlet, which obviously is not too big of a surprise. I mean, maybe against a Skywrath, it could be a little questionable, but other than that, doesn't really have to worry about too much.
The thing is, though, this Lifestealer hero, at least this is what I hear cited from good carry players, is that like this is a really good matchup versus the Spectre because you can play to take towers, you can play to run at the Spectre before the Spectre's ready to fight you, and you can man-fight the Spectre, to be honest, if the Spectre has less, like, the same items as you. But if Lifestealer dies like 2 or 3 times where he shouldn't, you just feel completely useless. Then Spectre actually can kill you.
Yeah.
Same with this Axe Skywrath combo. And TA as well, so there's a physical damage hero. So I think Nigma wants to get some stuff done with this Lifestealer armlet. This timing matters a lot.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, he's still working on it. Doesn't even have the helm yet. I believe he's going for SNY after that. So
they're trying to get him again.
Resist.
Do they have the blink?
Faith Beyond does indeed have a blink, and the Vanguard is going for the Manta build, which I love to see. Obviously, have to couple that with the Shard, which was nerfed recently. Makes me shed a tear every time. The call is going to be on the Tier 1 tower. Definitely works on that. Mind control. Ink swelled up. I hear the hook shot going up into the Cogs, into... All right, we got the ult from the Skywrath Mage as Axe pretty much took no damage, it feels like, and he took the puck coil as well. And Ame going completely ham. Heard the Infest go off, and really all they lost is one, but a huge call onto 3 heroes. He's going to try to back away before he's actually inevitably taken down by ILTW. No Infest to work with. To jump in, he will fall to that Spectral Dagger from Ame.
I mean, that looked like it did way too much damage. What?
I mean, he might have armlet. I mean, did he have armlet toggle?
No, I don't think he even has an armlet.
Have it yet. Yeah, he is struggling big time right now.
It's a tough game for him.
And his Tier 1 tower will fall as a result. All right, Mind Control jumps in. He gets silenced instantly. The Impetus is doing so much damage. Soulbind onto 2. Question is, what is the follow-up? The Inkswell from Kuroki does a decent amount, but he's just going to have to resign to his own death. So LGD doing really well right now.
What a clutch silence, man. Like that, yeah, I would tip him too. I mean, that literally just turned the situation that, I mean, it could have gone either way. Like, even if he gets that Doom off, like, it just turns into a fight. Okay, into the Tier 2 tower.
GH cogging him back to the Tier 2. ILTW. Will he get a Ghoul Frenzy off, ladies and gentlemen? Will he get the passive off this time? It doesn't look like it has to run back into the jungle to try to get some creeps in order to get an armlet, which is very bad timing, by the way, Jenkins. I don't know if you know that.
I gotta say, Ghoul Frenzy does not roll off the tongue.
Ghoul Frenzy! I don't know. I have fun saying that out loud.
Do you?
Yeah, it feels satisfying to say. Because it's such a ridiculously dumb spell. You have to skill it because it gives you so much attack speed. And then like the slow is like, But it's a fun hero. I still enjoy myself.
Sounds like a Halloween attraction at Disneyland.
What, Ghoul? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like it. 4K net worth lead here for LGD. Nigma with the smoke. They desperately need this to go well. Faith Beyond shows himself, and yeah, he's put himself in a horrible spot. But on the other side of the map, ILTW dies to TA. So even though that was a good smoke attempt there, they do get a kill. That looks like they'll find a second. Lifestealer is just struggling. Look at the net worth discrepancy right now.
That is so funny. Okay, never mind.
Stop talking, Jenkins. There's a coil to talk about right now. Into the Doom, Mind Control with the Inkswell, into the Stomp as well. And yeah, they will finally get this kill. A triple kill for Miracle. All right.
Okay.
The Lifestealer death is a little bit better now.
So, Faith Beyond was so busy looking at the Lifestealer dying mid that his camera was not on his hero. He could have had like a 3 or 4-man call, but he's just like, oh, this idiot's getting ganked right now. He's just surrounded by 4 heroes.
I would like an instant replay of his player perspective.
Can we get that production?
That would be great. For the panel, of course. For the panel.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. All right, ILT. It is 15 minutes and he doesn't have armlet. Good God. I mean,
4,500 net. Dude, Enchantress almost has as much net worth as him.
This is really bad. And now PSG.LGD are going to be going for this Roshan. I mean, it's a 15-minute, pretty early, but you do have TA who does have Deso, I believe. Yeah. So that opens it up quite a bit.
Not even going for Blink, too. Going for BKB.
Okay.
Just saying, I'm going to play with range. I don't need a Blink.
Yeah, I mean, they do have Axe Call. They have Haunt. They have good ways to catch people.
True.
I mean, I like it. It feels like you're just going to keep fighting, and you don't want to create any more space for Lifestealer the farm because he's basically a creep right now.
There he is.
Yep, there's the call. He actually gets off the rage, but really to no avail. He's going to have to try to get off an Infest. He does inside a pathetic creep. Will they be able to kill it in time? the range of the tier 2 tower. There's the silence into the Mystic Flare. No way to counter that. Mind Control a little bit too late with that stun. What a beautiful coil onto 4. Do they have the damage to follow this up with? Looks like GH takes it, or Mind Control takes a tumble. And nothing to say on the other side of this coil now. They find 3, and they're just going to continue on with this Aegis still intact. Looks like Miracle should be able to get out, but GH does avoid the call, but it feels like this is an inevitable death for him.
God, he doesn't deserve to die right now. Okay, maybe he won't actually.
He does have.
They see him with the dagger.
Yeah, TP in 3 seconds. I mean, there's no way.
He is just a pathetic Clockwork Undead.
Yeah. Okay, so Ame finds himself the kill there. By the way, we didn't really mention, we've seen a few games now already with the Echo Saber Spectre. Can you explain this?
I mean, the item's just been buffed. It's just a really good stat item. It's like an Aquila. Like that's what.
Okay. A very expensive Aquila, but sure.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a buffed good stat item. There's nothing more to it, honestly.
Okay.
It's a good timing, makes her tanky. She really uses the effective HP. Okay, that's not a good point.
Yep, that was a hero and no more.
At least it was an ILTW.
That's true. It could be. He's still there.
He's like, thank God.
He has his armlet. All right.
Okay.
He finally got it. I mean, I feel like now, this really isn't that much of a farming item. Maybe if you get it early, but you got to do some infest bombs now, it feels like. And he was going to go S and Y, now just needs the Saint just for the status resist into, I assume, some sort of damage item. Or maybe even Satanic on it, which kind of is a damage item, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, GH is just alone here.
Yeah, he hook shot into death here. He was already going to die.
I'm not
6K net worth lead for LGD.
I'm not entirely sure what he was doing there. Just checking out, seeing what's up, you know? Scouting.
I don't want to harp on ILTW. I mean, it's not his fault necessarily, but as we see a coil here from Miracle, it's going to set up a freebie for him. And this is exactly what they need. They need Miracle to create space for Lifesteal to actually get farmed. Because, again, the net worth is unbelievably low for Lifesteal.
I honestly think that it's so bad that I don't even think you want to create space for the Lifestealer. I think you want to do stuff with him.
With the infest.
Yeah, I think you take Miracle and you take ILTW, you put them together, and then you go like smoke and kill the Spectre. You go smoke and kill. Like the TA would be the best choice, obviously, if you can. But this, I mean, Aegis, toughest hero to kill as well, highest net worth, so it's probably not going to happen. But Miracle's solo killing these heroes. I mean, you could be with him with the Lifestealer, at least for a little while.
Yep. So he's kind of going for the same build as last game, but it looks like a Yules will come before the Deso if he continues on this trajectory.
Sure. I mean, makes sense. You Yules the Axe, nullify most of his damage. Skywrath Mage has the Silence. Yep. You could even take off the TA Meld Strike, which is in dodge it, something else to dodge it.
Of course, last game he ended up going for Lincolns at some point as well. Mostly for the duel, I assume.
So it looks like Faith Beyond swapped his build, by the way. He's not going for the Manta. He's going for the BKB instead, which I
that makes me sad, but probably the right choice.
I think you know, I think when your TA is popping off and just 12K net worth when the other mid is 10K net worth, and Miracle's having a really good game too. So I think it makes sense. Just play to be alive in the fights. You don't need to do damage. Your TA is going to do all the damage that you need. I mean, even Sky as a support too. Like this hero just craps out damage.
Really? Is that what he does?
That's like the Cinderin of...
I was going to say the same thing. Man, we are on the same page, and boy, oh boy, is that sad.
It's not good. Oh, God.
Cinderin, if you're out there, we love you. You're doing great. Keep Tier 2 tower being pressured here. That is a fortification pop for Team Nigma. Yules, like we said, coming online soon for Miracle. So you think the infest bombs? I feel like we've seen 2 Dooms the whole game as well. I feel like they just need to, like, if they sit back and try to farm, it's not going to work.
That's true, honestly. Like a double Doom is also another way to make these fights swing. It's like in the previous game we were talking with the Faceless Void Chronosphere. Like it's nice to have these options. Like okay, if we get this pair of heroes, we actually can win the fight despite the 8K deficit. So like I think if they get the Spectre +1 with the Doom, they probably win the fight. If they get the TA +1, they probably win the fight. If they get both the supports, maybe not so much.
Right. So looks like the Aegis is gonna expire here in a few seconds as they might find a kill on a Miracle. It does get the blink off before the damage comes into fruition. But there is the Mystic Flare. Haunt as well. Illusory Orb. Will he fake it out? He does.
Oh, he didn't get the high ground.
Into the coil, but he's surrounded. So a big kill for LGD again. I mean, again, this is stuff that Miracle kind of has to do. But, I mean, what do you think of this Aegis usage? It felt like they, I mean, I wouldn't say they weren't aggressive, but it wasn't ultra aggressive. They got some towers. Feels like they're just out-farming the bejesus out of Nigma right now.
I don't think you need to be aggressive with it. You have a late-game Spectre. You know, we talked about this Lifestealer versus Spectre matchup. This is something that you want to play from an advantage with the Lifestealer.
Yeah.
You have this late game Axe who can eventually get a Manta and be a carry. You have this TA who obviously is a carry. People are literally playing it in the carry position. And then you have Spectre, a hero who can't farm for shit, but if she goes late game, she wins.
Oh, Inkswell initiation. This will be a huge kill. Remember, no Aegis online into the Doom. BKB pop for Mind Control. Nice counter initiation from the Axe. Will they have enough damage? Maybe they get the deny off here. Nope, nothing to say. Does get dropped by Mind Control. It's going to cost them a clockwork, though. I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if ILTW can fight right now, man. He's surrounded. He's already used his Infest, so doesn't really have an escape mechanism. And Miracle, with no coil either, looks like ILTW is just going to get chopped down. So 2 for 1. Did cost him the TA, though, which I guess you'll take at this point. But Faith Beyond now continue to chase Miracle. This will be a pretty big kill. This will essentially be a back-to-back, as there's the call. Into the Impetus. There's the silence as well. Doesn't have the Yules yet, so that's going to be another kill for PSG.LGD.
I mean, that's, you know, you get the TA, but LGD is so close behind the TA. They know that this guy's just positioning super aggressively and in the mid lane, which is the most deadly lane. I don't care what BSJ calls the dead lane. The mid lane is where everybody dies. And so they're right behind him. They know that if they're going to lose this hero, they need to take a good trade. And they do. I mean, they kill ILTW again, and then they get Miracle as well. Now Doom is top of net worth on the Nigma side.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even notice that. Mind Control. So Blink BKB obviously went the Midas. We've seen this in earlier series. I don't think it was them, though. But this hero farms really fast. That's one of the luxuries you have with an offlane. It's like the opposite of LC. It's not really a support. It'll farm the crap out of the map for sure. As we see a smoke gank here. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
ILTW silence again, and there's no way to get out of this. Call was missed, but doesn't really matter.
LGD are targeting ILTW, man.
It looks like it.
They are making his game impossible, and I get it. I mean, the way that you're supposed to win this with the Lifestealer versus Spectre is the Lifestealer sits there and hits towers before the Spectre's ready to fight.
You know, I don't know if you know this, but in Dota 1, Lifestealer had the same model as a creep, and I don't think there's a difference here today.
I think you would be correct here. I believe it was a dire creep.
It was, yeah, it was the Scourge.
So this is a little confusing.
Also copyrighted. How is Scourge copyrighted, honestly? Anyway, I mean, Dire's fine. I got used to it.
That's a duck, isn't it? That's from Disney.
Scourge McDire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right.
Yes, Jenkins. Thank you. More NADPC trivia for those out there. I'm sure there's like 10 people that actually watch that are up at this time of night. Anywho, 11K net worth lead here for LGD. They're just waiting for the next Roach, which in 3 seconds we'll find out. And it's like the same time as last game. Very average time here.
Yeah. Right in the middle. Oh,
Miracle. Nice dodge there. Does have the double damage. Has the Yules finally, so has a lot more ways to escape death, which gives him a lot more freedom to just push the map and just be that annoying puck.
But because of this DD, I mean, we saw in the last game when he got the DD, it's like, oh god, he has a DD.
Yeah.
And then now, because he has this Yule Scepter and the game is going so tough for them, it's like, it's really not that important of an item. I feel like I'm going to say that, and then he's going to own with the DD, but it really doesn't matter as much as when he had the Deso. It's like, that's more denying it from the TA or the Spectre at this point.
Oh, I think ILTW was working on a Halberd now, as we see Ame with the Manta Diffusal Echo Saber build into Scotty next.
Yeah, man.
He's pretty huge.
Once you have this Scotty, there's absolutely no way for Lifestealer to fight the Spectre. You cannot man fight the Spec. So I think at that point you have to Doom the Spec basically, or some like Ags Puck Coil. I don't think you can leave Spectre to last.
Is there any consideration to get Ags on Doom so you can break Spectre? That's a long ass break.
1000%. I think you have to at some point, because
he's getting Shiva's next, it looks like.
Because no other hero can properly deal with the Spectre.
Yeah.
This is coming to the point where the Lifestealer is not a counter to the Spectre. It's a timing counter.
Right. As we're going to see the call into the Mystic Flare combo, and well, GH has been deleted, but Mind Control's going to try to do a counter initiation with the Inkswell, but the BKB from Faith Beyond into the Haunt. Looks like Kuroki's going to take the brunt of the damage here. There's the Soulbind, but oh my god, Mind Control, what? He evaporated. He couldn't even get off his Doom.
Yeah.
They tried to get the double Doom off, but to no avail.
I mean, the BKBs just don't matter at this point, right? You have the Skywrath Mage in the early game that is forcing you to get the BKB, but then nothing to say. He's got a Deso plus mini crit, and then you have the Spectre who's got the Manta Diffusal, so you're doing a ton of damage through BKB. Obviously, the Diffusal doesn't, but the Spectre passive does. It's so much pure and physical damage at this point.
It's time for Shard. Uh-oh. GH comes into the pit. Has the Ghost Scepter. ILTW is, well, he's there. He's running around, and he's going to die. So it was a good attempt. I mean, I feel like they had to try something. This is like a Hail Mary attempt.
Yeah.
Who got the shard? Was it the TA? That's a pretty freaking good shard. It's the silence on the traps. Yeah.
Good silence heroes. Good. Yeah, all of these heroes. I mean, Lifestealer, obviously, this hero has no current way of taking off the silence. Doom doesn't want to pop his BKB. Puck doesn't want to pop the Yule Scepter in order to take off the silence, because then you're exposed to just getting silenced by the Skywrath Mage afterwards. And then both the supports have absolutely nothing to take off the silence, and they're backliners, so you can backline silence the supports with the TA traps.
Yeah, mind control. I mean, how much can you do like these days as a really farmed Doom? Like if you're the most farm hero on your team, but you're the off lane.
I think once you have Refresher Aghanims, you can do quite a lot.
So if it goes 20 more minutes,
correct,
you're thinking he'll have an impact.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. The call into the Mystic Flare again. The silence, but the Yules takes it off. Will he be able to chop in time? The Blink Dagger. Yeah, it looks like Miracle is good to go. It looks like he has a Spirit Vessel on him all the time because it's freaking cosmetic. I love it, Jenkins.
Which, this one?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like a Halloween Spirit Vessel.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
I only use Spirit Vessels aggressively, so I don't...
Okay.
This does not look like a vessel to me.
That does make sense.
He's going for the Manta now.
All right, yeah, I mean, he has Shard, so obviously Shard is just good in every single game on this hero.
Yeah.
Just gives you a second... I mean, the fact that obviously they nerfed the percentage chance for it to proc, but the fact that you get 2 procs, right? Because it's independent of the defensive proc, if you want to call it that.
The attacking proc actually has no cooldown at all, so you can just max attack speed and spin off with no cooldown. It's actually kind of BS.
The Moon Shard build.
It's a legit build. It's actually a legit build, I think.
Depending on the game. Don't do it every game.
I think it's a good build every game. Okay. Eventually you want a Moon Shard.
Okay.
Well, AC, of course, but maybe like Spectre will get an AC, who knows? That's not happening.
So basically you're saying he needs like 15k net worth items first, and then he can go Moon Shard.
Correct.
Okay. I mean, maybe they'll get there this game, I don't know. Paladin Sword, that's a good pickup for the old Lifestealer. Gives you some extra lifesteal. That's always. I feel like lifesteal neutral items are a little bit too good right now. Like if they don't drop, like a lot of times if an item doesn't drop, you're like, whatever. But if it's a lifesteal item, it's very noticeable that you don't have it.
Yeah, I think slot issues for lifesteal items too are a big thing. Like people don't get them, not because they're bad, but because they just don't have slots.
I mean, there's so many heroes like Ursa. A lot of times you just want to have the Morbid Mask for a long period of time because it feels so good. Yeah. But if you get a neutral item, you literally don't need Morbid Mask.
Yeah, exactly. Faith Beyond has been in such good positions for the entire game. It's so annoying playing against an Axe Skywrath like this, where even if they don't kill you, they're just showing you that if you are anywhere in position to farm, they're going to go on you, and if you don't TP immediately, they're going to kill you.
Right.
That's so annoying. It just completely limits Nigma's farming potential of the map.
Now, this is the final outer tower for LGD to take. As we can see, Nothing to Say is beyond stacked. Still has the max charges on his BKB, has the items that he had earlier, which is the Deso Dragonlance, and now, of course, Daedalus. So, as we're going to see the combo again, looks like GH is going to be the beneficiary of that, or whatever the opposite of that word is. Wait, Deso on Miracle now. What's that?
that was a base ward. I see. Okay, that's how they saw him. I mean, he's not even saving his own base.
Yeah, this is a tough game. I mean, when you're down this much, you need a miracle, no pun intended. You need the double Doom, like really.
You seriously do. You need the double Doom on important targets. I don't think you can just get like the Enchantress plus Axe. I don't think that's going to be enough.
Yeah.
I think they need the TA. They need to somehow kill the Aegis and then get the TA plus the Spectre.
All right, well, Mind Control has his Shivas. That's pretty much the last item he's probably going to be able to farm this game. There's an initiation call again, and is this a free kill? The Ghost Scepter's going to keep him alive a little bit longer. The hoof stop nicely done onto the Axe. They're going to be able to take him out pretty easily. The Aegis is going to be expended as well, but here comes Ame. Look at that damage. Lifesteal evaporates. Mind Control is next on the list. And this is looking like a mega GG, a shellacking of sorts, Jenkins.
Absolutely.
And this is going to be a split series.
Another draw, and we have a Gaben level shellacking in
Was this Gaben?
I think this was Gaben level.
I think it's one below Gaben, personally, which I don't even remember.
Which one was that? I don't remember.
Monumental?
I don't know
if Monumental or Mega. We need to revisit this.
Yeah, okay, back to you, Dakota.
All right, yep, thanks, Dakota. Really appreciate it. As their base is just going to get decimated here. They can go for Megas if they want. They probably could have just gone for Throne, honestly, but they don't know if they don't have buyback here. So I guess Nigma do have one fight left in them, but Doom is already down. And I mean, that's, again, I felt like that was their potential win condition in these fights. But, all right,
showing
LGD,
respect,
yeah,
okay.
Definitely showing respect here. Miracle trying to chase. Gets a little right-click action there, but nothing to really scoff at. Nothing to say. He has a Lincoln Sphere now, so the double Doom dream has to be on other heroes. Or if you get that.
I think you can, I think the Soulbind would not proc the Lincoln, so they could cancel the Lincolns.
Right, the secondary target wouldn't cancel it.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
But then the Doom coming through would cancel it, so.
Right, so you need
they
the
need
Lifestealer,
a Lincoln's break. Yeah, they need a Lincoln's break.
I believe Lifestealer does have a halberd, so.
If realistically, it's Lifestealer, but that if he gets into melee range to cancel, to cancel the Lincolns, I think he just dies.
Yeah,
and then I don't think Grimstroke can connect the bug before the BKB is just gonna come out before that bug connects. So.
Yeah. All right, this is the last-ditch effort for Team Nigma. 29K net worth lead for LGD. They're going to pop that Lincoln, but an instant BKB from Nothing to Say. They're going to be able to blow up the Skyrock. He does have his buyback if he wants to expend it here. Still the BKB from Ame, doing work against GH, who pops that Ghost Scepter. In the meantime, Mind Control did get off the Doom, but he's going to die very shortly. Very low HP, actually. Gets away for now. His Axe is going to take the brunt of the damage, but ILTW, like, look at Nothing to Say. Can just 1v5, it feels like. And of course, Ame, just so much HP on this Spectre that nothing to be done.
There's just too many heroes to be dealt with in this fight. Like, you see that there's like this focus on like dealing with the Axe. He's got the Manta. You have to kill the supports first, right? And then by the time they kill the supports, it's like the TA and the Spectre are just sitting there the entire time hitting. And even if they killed the TA, I don't think they can kill Spectre. I really don't. I think.
Well, I don't think they can kill either of them right now.
I think they can choose to kill one.
If they put literally everything on
If they put
them.
literally everything, and then there's potential that you can kite if you hit some like sick Clockwork Cogs and kite with Ghost Scepters and Halberds and things like that. Uh-oh, that's a DD.
Yep, that is a very good rune.
Yes, that's a nice one.
He's not quite 25 yet, but God, I would love to see Aghanim Scepter on this hero. It's so fun to watch, that play style. Just being able to TP anywhere you want is... Oh, Miracle's going to take an Ancient Seal, but blink out just in time.
God, it lasts so long, actually. Ancient Seal. Yeah, I think
they've been buffing. I believe it has a talent now, right? That extends it, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it lowers the cooldown, so it puts it to 100% uptime.
Oh, that's right, which is so stupid.
It's
and if you get Ags, it's just a double. You just get 2 spells, 100% uptime.
Yep.
Kind of crazy.
A lot of silence. He popped the DD.
Okay, looks like they want to go in then. Remember, they have all this silence with the traps as well, so Miracle has to use all of his stuff to try to get rid of that. But the initiation onto the Skywrath Mage, counter initiation from GH as well. But these Nigma heroes are dropping like flies. That's going to be 3 dead in the blink of an eye. Did not mean to rhyme that, but Kuroki trying to pull the wave, but really to no avail. And this should be GG. I mean, this is beyond over.
Yeah, I think at this
Why
point,
are you laughing?
I'm not laughing. What do you mean?
I just look over to you and just smirking for no reason. Why do you smirk at all times? You have a resting smirk face. You ever heard that?
People say that. People say that.
Oh, interesting.
You know, it just feels so impossible. It's the polar opposite of the last game.
Yeah, it is. And we've seen this in this. I mean, this is not the wild card anymore, but we've seen it so far in the first few days of this tournament. And yeah, they're going to be able to clean up these heroes pretty easily, and this should be the Ancient eventually. There's the GG, waiting for that for the past literal 20 minutes, but it is a split series between PSG and Team Nigma. Ame on the TA destroyed. I feel like they took control of their jungle pretty early. Nigma, I mean, there was a lot of action mid, but it just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the action mid definitely favored LGD. I think that the Enchantress doesn't really mind if she's that underleveled, and I think the Clockwork, I mean, he did eventually get his 6 and start doing stuff, but by that point it was tough, man.
I mean, we were talking about Ame the whole game, this TA that they just can't kill, and we barely mentioned Spectre, right? He was just farming the whole game.
You mean Nothing to Say.
Yeah, Nothing to say.
Of course.
Oh, sorry.
Nothing to Say was the TA.
Ame, Nothing to Say, and it's basically played the same hero this game, but
because Nigma never
really patient to popping that.
这个沉默，这个时间比较一般了吧？
是。
But the better teams in this group, they're fighting to go into the upper bracket. The very start, be one of the 2 teams to play up against the teams who are already sitting there in the upper bracket. Those teams who placed first in their DPC regional groups.
I don't know what the way back in the game for Liquid is. I'm a bit surprised that Mickey has not gone for an Ag shard of his own. I think that's something he probably wants to consider. Even disabling the side blades from TA can be really nice. Break.
Yeah.
And at this point, you can't. I don't think you itemize for yourself, especially if that item doesn't address the TA. Because you're just gonna die to her anyway.
Into the triangle, they're going to be able to find Quimbo sitting on top of the Assassin trap. They're going to get Insaniac as well. Looks like they're both very likely to die here. Insaniac.
Getting the side blade hit. It was really hard on Winter. I think people got that eye. It's a Splinter lost after Cold Embrace. It's because of the cooldown, actually. I forgot it's that 5-second cooldown reduction.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think he's realizing that once he pops the Cold Embrace, the TA immediately focuses someone else. So he needs to make that window of punishment that much harder to capitalize on.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Speaking of punishment, BG game killing 2 heroes. They mid-tier 2, but not quite looking at high ground just yet.
He's got the refraction charges on TA.
Yeah.
Once he BKBs, he's invincible.
Yeah, he really is. So, means that Team Liquid, they do have options to play around that PKB, right? A good winner first that catches other heroes will the duration of the BKB. Or they straight up start on him and chains on him. Look at this position. Roll the left. There's the trap. That silences up Mickey. They actually do manage to get the spear before the BKB. I don't know if here's or here. Yeah, the ice box coming in though. And Melchak. Oh, the
doesn't want to use it.
11 there. No longer. He desperately wants to get back here without having to pop anything. Another Phantom Stroke, and he could be good. Taiga turns around. Avalanches. Old 11 is dead. Pretty good. Gotta be careful though, cold feet's coming in soon. What a nice combo for Taiga though, and Avalanche one earth into 3. They're chasing them up. Winner's Curse going out. Off to the Templar Assassin. Is that going to be enough? The Earth Stuns are coming out as well. Lots up in the air, and they're going first life. But the Templar Assassin will have PKB when he comes back up. But still looking for the call. Managed to get it immediately. Mickey's going to jump in. They're open to the Grizz. Thinking, oh, they reveal the first. Refraction. They turn around. Now, Taiga, but again, Brave keeps on track. These heroes, here you go, popping it on. He actually goes in and kills Gay. He managed to get in with that 4 damage, and Koifer turns around and he gets blasted by the Templar Assassin as well. Liquid now losing the most 2 important cores they've got, start sliding away back to their base, but it doesn't matter. They were so close, Brian.
I actually thought Liquid was going to win that based on the 3-man Avalanche combo with the left stun and the call, and then the Ag Shard from the left continuously stunning. Somehow, the TA just, if he even just has a bit of breathing room to start dishing out the damage, you're feeling it. Like, Mickey, the best defense is a good offense. It's Mickey and anybody. So scared of the TA.
No, he certainly is. It's okay, so did you happen to see what happened to Mickey there?
I did not see what happened.
Did he hit the Spectre and disperse, like killed him, or did he get hit by his side blades?
It was not side blade. It was not side blade. I have to hit himself on a blade mill.
Oof.
That's all I can imagine. He was
Dispersion plus blade mail on a, yeah, that makes sense.
He was like 40% HP, and I kind of just like, okay, he can enter the fight, and in my mind, I just, isolated him over there.
Yeah.
He's gonna come back and reset. Worry about the PA in 20 seconds, and like you said, he's just dead. So
yeah, there was definitely a chunk of damage that I was not expecting, and I wasn't quite sure where it came from. But either way, BG Gaming walk away with a win in that team fight, and Liquid, you could see trying to come up with ways to be able to win these fights. Taiga for an 8 disc, and it's trying to farm it, but BG Gaming is going to like farm the waves here as they cut Snail. Cold Rage, but that's just for an ice blast. They're going to throw everything they have because they know how important Snail is. In fact, I'm not even sure if they know he doesn't have buyback or not, but he does.
I definitely think Vici just has Liquid's number this series. The first game, I would say relatively Liquid control of Vici for the majority of it. Well, this game, Vici had to claw their way back in.
The overwhelming blink, spear to a tree, and Insania will die. You can see Liquid, for example, is just out there trying to push it aside as deep as humanly possible. But Vici Gaming once again seeing an opportunity, and they just are going to go for the W here. Seeing a buyback out of Insania, they say, okay, that's we don't do hit the run anymore. We'll go for 2 lanes.
Satanic done them.
Okay, certainly need the extra health here. Hiding in the side trees here, the side of the map, waiting for somebody on Liquid to create an opportunity for him to follow up.
And he's respawning.
Taiga
almost here. They're going to now. It's all the left. It gets a little deep. Maybe call it up. Taiga's looking to finish him off. This is going to be the Ice Blast raining in. And 11 he managed to turn around, get the front of the time. They throw the cold embrace, but he still dies. And meanwhile, it's being rooted down. Brambles, bashes, I don't know what it was, but either way, he was stuck. He's dead now for 80 seconds, and very likely Vici Gaming is going to end this game.
He tried to hold on to his BKB and then got Willow rooted mid-animation of his blink on PA. And then he tried to pop his BKB last second, and a blast had clipped him, so he just died. That's like so unfortunate. It's like if he pops his BKB, I'm pretty sure Vici just
Radiant's top tower is under
the entire
attack.
base of Liquid. So I understand why he held it, but it just looked, you know, it above your teammates are definitely pinging that cooldown.
Vici Gaming, they've got 45 seconds for both the Winter Wyvern and the Phantom Assassin. So they're gonna go for Megas instead of hitting tier 4s, which probably in part is respecting the Leshrac Shark, which is super annoying to push into.
Yeah, potential PA buyback, even though he bought the Satanic.
That's it's only 1100 to hold off. All right. Right back now, so let's go for it.
Yep, no reason to take your sweet. You have plenty of tower damage.
That overwhelming blink, put everybody down. The Ice Blast can nail the 2 of them. Your Scepter gets him up in the air for a moment, but Samael's going to come right back to Tell on Earth. Taiga's going to be able to get the toss back in onto Old 11. He turns around, getting about. Wow. It's up by making it out of here, but he's going to leave hold my ground for a while.
Eventually falls, and Vici Gaming focusing on the throne will end the game. A 2-0 for them and Team Liquid.
I'm going to have to have a lecture with Team Liquid about